Our reporter is Keith Daniel.
Even an unannounced Spurs training session pulls in a few fans. At Long Eaton this morning, the attractions were better than queuing for the Lion King in half-term week, although whether the Aussie reign at Spurs will run as long as the Disney film is another question.
We don't do so well in the Championship, and the Coca-Cola Cup gives us the possibility, if we would win this competition, to get a place in Europe next year, and this is our aim.
The match, though, did not follow Spurs' plan. They spent too long trying to make pretty flicks and touches. They were full of frilly things, but the elastic had broken and they kept ending up with the smalls down around their ankles. Notts, by contrast, closed things down. They worked hard and they played when it really mattered. They also had an inspired night in front of goal. Tony Agana put Notts ahead after 20 minutes. It was well deserved. The match then had the makings of a classic. Spurs, on paper so full of class, would have to chase the game. Notts, you thought, would be under the cosh. Instead, it was Tottenham who were left in the lurch. Again, Notts were full of ideas and full of fight. Gary McSwegan with the header to make it 2-0 to Notts County. And then a Klinsmann-esque celebratory dive to rub salt into the wounds. But to be honest, Spurs were a thumping disappointment. They played without pattern or passion. They seemed disorganised even before Ili Dumitrescu was sent off before half-time for his second bookable offence. In fact, the referee ended up with more bookings than Nottingham's Theatre Royal. It was never a dirty game, yet the referee flashed his cards as if he was auditioning for some night work at the local casino. At the start of the second half, even though they were down to 10 men, Spurs actually created some chances, but they all came not from sweet flowing moves, but rather direct wellies up the middle. Notts held firm and came back stronger. In fact, their third goal summed up the night, while Spurs were like one of those old Western cinema sets, all front, all show, but nothing behind. Notts were playing for each other and deserved their goal. Again, McSwegan had the final touch. It sounds daft, but Notts have played better and lost this season. Tonight, Ozzy Ardiles came out of the dressing room head bowed, looking at his shoes. The night belonged to his less well-known opposite number.
I was obviously delighted with the result, and as I said earlier, to get a good result tonight might breed a little confidence into the boys for a league performance on Saturday.
I mean, you were hoping for a victory, but 3-0 against a Spurs side with all that talent?
Well, I mean, if we'd have won 1-0, of course, we'd have been delighted, but to win 3, as you said, is a tremendous score for us, and we thoroughly deserved it, particularly on the first half display.
It goes without saying, your finest soccer night, isn't it?
Definitely, by a long way.
So, County into tomorrow's draw, but what of Coventry, Derby and Swindon?